Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. Hey guys, how are you? It's Monday, eh? Another start to a week in this absolute schmozzle, I'm going to say. I'm not going to swear. Just an absolute ridiculous, guys. But we had things happening on the weekend, and we actually done a Forest of the Fallen here on Sunday. We haven't got the clips cut that yet, but got a few little videos of it, guys. And yeah, it was interesting. All right, the people are waking up, guys. All right, there's a few things. Hey, Des, how you going? Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, there's a few things going on. Share the show out now, guys. All right, because we just had Twitter down for a couple of hours there. We couldn't pull clips out of there or do anything. So yeah, that's giving us a bit. But yeah, guys, we're just all over. It's chaos out there everywhere. The mainstream media is falling apart. We got that Paul Kent, the NRL journo. Well, he got slammed into a tree. And he's talked to a few of the boys about defense. That was just absolutely hilarious. We hasn't got the clip because, as I said, Twitter's playing up. But we had Liz Storer, okay, from Sky News, and talking about like NATO and just it was a big red pill, man. Like the guys on the other people on the panel, the board there, or whoever they were on the news reading, it was just like they weren't happy. They were laughing at her. But I tell you what, she told, well, look, as much as she probably knows is the truth, okay, but she was on our target, guys, all right? She was saying it's a NATO thing. What are we even doing in it? Which is exactly right, because we've hit $1 billion, guys. $1 billion, right? We've handed over in what do I say, money laundering, okay? $1 billion. Australia's just hit. And what do we got? People sleeping in tents. Australians, that is. White Anglo-Saxons. Okay, not
we should be sending a cent to Ukraine.
Hey,
I've said till I'm blue in the face.
Go on. You're right.
No, it's all right. I keep going.
Okay. So, yeah.
Technical issues.
We got tech issues, guys. That's all right. Well, I've had to go to a phone hotspot because, yeah, they've already been playing with me Wi-Fi. But listen, I'm going to get into it quick, all right? Now, we're watching what's going on, guys, over in England at Pall Mall there, right? You got the Israelis on one side with Pommy flags in there with them, Union Jacks in there with them. We got the Palestinians on the other side with Union Jacks in there with them. All right. And we got cops in the middle. It's all coming, guys. Right. They are bringing, right, chaos to the streets. Johnny will talk about it to you now. We got Johnny Wilson here. So we'll throw him in and me in. And if Cazz is still stuck doing stuff, she can come in a minute or whatever. I'll let her do whatever she's doing.
There we go.
Well, let's get the big fella. John, how you going? Well, like we were talking about, John, it's order out of chaos, these filthy Freemasons. So let's go, mate. Where are we? What's going on, John? And, talk about the motion. Talk about anything you want, buddy. The floor's yours.
David, look, the Freemasons here in Australia know everything that we know. We know that the Klaus Schwab reset is going to be stillborn. We know that the Klaus Schwab reset is going to be dead on arrival. We know that, and they know that. They are regrouping so that they can have their own Freemason reset. That's what they're trying to do here in Australia. They are regrouping so that they themselves can have their own Freemason reset. They're trying to front run this reset that's coming. That's what they're trying to do, David. Now, the ingredient that they need is chaos. That's the ingredient. They've put together their other pieces, but they need chaos. It's order out of chaos. That's what they need. They need order out of chaos. That's their blueprint. That's their blueprint. We know it. This is what's coming. You don't have to be a rocket surgeon to understand this, David. They want to stir the public divisions up and to get the public divisions to boiling point so that social order breaks down, so that they can present themselves as the solution. It is problem, it is reaction, and then the solution. That's the game plan, David.
John's on his own at the moment.
Hi, have I frozen? No, I'm okay. All right, Dave's frozen.
I'm back too. Where were you, John? I just got trashed for a minute. Go. Sorry, buddy. You know what it's like, man. We're in a war.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry. I was just saying the ingredient that they need is chaos, and that's the ingredient that they're now trying to achieve right now. They're trying to achieve a breakdown in social cohesion, and that's why we are seeing all of these tribal warlords from different tribes, whether it's Palestine, whether it's Israel, whether it's bloody, trade union tribe or whatever tribe. That's why we're seeing all these tribes out trying to tear the fabric of the country apart, David.
Yep. Yeah, and they're having a bit of a go at it, John, but, we know better, and this is why it's so important for your message, John, of your website, your motion, of our message at Stop the Rot, with all the stuff that's on there, including your motion and other websites that are relevant to what's happening in the near future here in Australia, right? And because what they're doing, John and I were just talking about this, and I was talking about this on a space today, here in Australia, they are bringing in 100,000 immigrants a month, guys. That's 1.2 million a year. Okay, we got 6 months of this year left. They intend to bring in another 600,000. Okay, they have already brought in 1 million over the last, little bit. Okay, now the common Anglo-Saxon like you and I, like me, guys, all right, but I'm not awake. Okay, and I'm getting forced to a pressure point. I don't know anything that we know. All right, I'm just a dude out there in the matrix. All right. And I'm getting pressured, and my missus is like under pressure, and she can't, she's sick all the time. She's got this thing called long COVID. The kids aren't getting to preschool. It's costing you money for nothing. She's not working. He's under stress. You know what I mean? Rah. And they're pushing the civil distress, guys, on the street for the normal Anglo-Saxon to crack and react. That's what they're after. This is why it's so important that we get the message out to the community out there, all right, about what is going on in the background, because they don't know it, guys. All they're doing is feeling this invisible force that's just like crunching them up. And that's what they're doing, guys. We know what they're up to. So, yeah, go, John.
David, and that is exactly why we have to get this national strike rolling and get it out there. If we do not have a realistic outlet for the ordinary Australian to participate in, right, in terms of a solution, if they can't see a solution, then you are absolutely right. There's every chance that they are going to totally unravel, and it's going to become a literally a war on the streets, right? Now that's what they're agitating for.
John.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And see, it's order out of chaos, David. It's problem, reaction, solution. They're the two systems in play. They're the two systems.
Yeah, they're the problem. Go on, sorry. We got a lag. Go, John.
In play. And, well, David, what the national strike has done, it's totally wrong-footed, right, a lot of these Freemasons, right, because it's now exposed them, David. It's exposed them that they, you know, like you are never going to get these Freemasons to concede these two words, David, belligerent occupation. They are never, ever going to admit or concede those two words, because if they say belligerent occupation, if they admit to that, they admit that their parliaments, their courts, their cops, their councils, their taxation department, and all the rest of it is belligerent, and it is a occupation. It's not real. So they're never ever going to admit to those two words, David. And you can see the fracture line now. It's very obvious, very obvious. Okay, so the Freemasons in Australia are regrouping or have regrouped, right? They have formed an alliance amongst them. Their world, David, their world is run by way of factions. That's the world I came from. It's run by using factions, and the faction bosses run the show. They cut all the deals. When you come into the freedom movement here in Australia, it is exactly the same. It is exactly the same. It is run via using the faction system. That's why I know Freemasons are running the freedom movement. That's why I know, because there's no different in their techniques. So the Australian freedom movement, David, has now it's now very obvious which side. Either you support this belligerent occupation, you are part of it, you are a cop, you are a judge, you are a parliamentarian, you are a corporate media, you're a big pharma supporter, all that. Either you or you don't, right? One or the other. No middle ground, no more wriggle room. And this is now exposing these people inside the freedom movement, David. It's becoming very interesting now, very interesting. But I say this, David, I've got the right people. I've got the right people who hate this strike and who oppose it, but I've also got exactly the right people who support this strike, the mums and dads, because they're the ones that are flocking to our website. Again, David, I think today we ticked over about 7,000 registered national strikers, but we've had well over 100,000 people to our webpage because we can monitor all of this. We know how many people have visited and frequented our webpage, how long they spent there, what they looked at. Our webpage, we've got to convert all of those visitors into voters. That's yet to be done, and I'm working on that. But insofar as interest in this national strike, David, it is huge. It is huge. Okay. So, and the vast majority of the people are your ordinary mums and dads, the ratepayers, the people who are out there, being oppressed and smashed every day, just like you've just described, David. This belligerent occupation each week that goes past, buries them more and more and more. And they want to exit the system, David. They want to exit the system.
Okay, so where are we up to with you, John? We've had the rates and the bills and stuff like that. So what are we doing now with the strike? Where are we up to, buddy? What was your, you put out last Tuesday? I haven't caught up with a lot, John. I've been really busy. So where are you guys? Fluoride. I heard something about fluoride.
Okay, look, we've released strike action number 2. That went live last Tuesday night on the Gold, or Tuesday night last at the Gold Coast at a big My Place meeting. That is it's a liability type angle, and letters of liability and other stuff. That's been released. All the details are up on the web, and that is now being rolled out and supported. So we've got strike action number 1, which is rates, and strike action number 2, adult health and safety strike action. That's fluoride, right? And we are now working on strike action number 3, which we think is going to be very, very popular. Okay.
Yep.
That's the one we're working very hard on. It's going to be a big one if we can convert strike action number 3 from a great piece of research and all that, all legit, all legal. But if we can convert it into a practical strike action, I think it's got potential to really, really go viral. Okay, so we're working on strike action number 3 now, David.
Okay. All right, beautiful, mate. Okay, well, this is what we got to be on to, guys. Yep.
2 more weeks. Now, a couple of other things, David. Look, you need to give me some postal address because I've got a whole bunch of big wheelie bin stickers for you and some beer coasters to send down to you. Now, I've already started distributing. Where I can here in southeast Queensland, and our particular focus is down at Logan. Anywhere down at Logan, any of those areas, if your audience lives down that way, make sure they get word to me because I want to get some beer coasters and stickers and leaflets to those people. These are real hotspots.
Yeah.
Yes.
And hey, boys, I'm just taking the piss there. Bougainville, all right? He's talking about Logan, all right? But it's full of bogans. It's like where I grew up, guys, down in Helltown. It's called Blamby. We call it Helltown.
And Western, look, all of those suburbs that the Spanion has a huge audience, mate.
Yeah.
The Spanion. I want anyone that's anywhere in them, please contact me because I want to get you wheelie bin stickers and I want to get you leaflets, okay? So I've got those, David, but I've also got a couple of hundred set aside for you. I just need a place to send them down. I've got a girl that will post them down in the next couple of days. And we've already got them going up Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, and elsewhere. So they're getting out there now, and we are promoting it, right? But we've had today 7,000 national strikers registered. It is growing. It's growing every day, David. It's got well over 100,000 people in activity, and we are getting all of our infrastructure in place for lots of action as this year wears on.
Okay, well, listen, guys, Spanion is on YouTube, all right? Spanion, 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 okay? You can find him. I've tried to reach out to him, guys, but if he's like trying to get to him is insane. I can imagine what his messages are like, but I have thrown something out to him. But if anyone can get onto Spanion, tell him Guru and John like to have a chat to him and get him on side, mate, because, he's certainly got an influence with the young people, John, out there that we want to reach, mate.
Look, David, his audience are ready, willing and able to bring this occupation down, right? They're ready. They've had it. They're at the end. They can't take any more. And they're the people that I want to talk to. They're the people.
Yep. That's it, mate. All right, John, well, let's just keep banging. We'll promote your website. We're promoting ours, mate. It's always out there. It'll be in the comments. And let's just keep going forward. But let's catch up as soon as you've got something new to tell us, mate. Let's get on. We'll get you on a space, get you on the show here, and just keep people updated. But, guys, this is critical. All right, this is critical, all right? You got the gatekeepers grouping up. We know what their plans are. I've already explained it to you. I won't go over it, all right? You've been, informed on what's happening out there. So, guys, let's get this thing done, eh? It's as simple as that. All right, let's get together, get it done, get the people signing the motion, get them to our website, get them educated. Because the deep state is certainly playing their hand in bringing tyranny to your streets, guys. Okay, we'll talk about that now. So thanks, John, very much, mate. We'll talk to you very soon. All right.
All right, thanks for that. I've had massive issues here. I've still got massive issues, but that's all right. We'll just keep wading through it. Yeah, just for change. All right, let's just do some house cleaning first. All right, so there's National Action Week happening, and this week we've got oh no, that's all done actually. So that's hang on, no, that's May. I can't even read. Yep. All right, Monday the 6th of May, there's something happening on every day, and that's for National Action Week. National Drain Cash Day is on Tuesday. National Email Your Federal Member Day is on Wednesday. Thursday is National Press Release Day. Friday is National Attend Your Federal Members Workplace Day. Saturday is the People's Barbecue, and Sunday is National Letterbox Drop Day.
Brilliant, Jade.
All right, so there's No to Digital ID. That's the rally on the 5th of May. Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide and Perth. So get along to those and, hand out our stickers if you're going. All right, so now also just on what you were saying, yes, it is. I just went to the supermarket this afternoon, and a lady was there getting her groceries, and she looked at me when she went to pay. She just looked at me and she goes, it's terrible, isn't it? $120 for 2.5 bags. Like, that's how much people, she didn't even get anything that was anything much. Like, this is how much people are hurting at the moment. So people are really at breaking point. So,
that's what we're trying to educate them, guys. Get them here and get them educated, and then they know what to do.
It's just, it's terrible, I can't stand it. I hate going to a cafe. You see old people pouring over a menu looking for what's the cheapest thing to buy because they can't afford anything. It's just horrible. I just can't believe that what these criminals have done to this country. All right, so
the immigrants aren't starving. See all them out eating in restaurants every time I go there. They're out everywhere. They're fine. They're beautiful, polished up new cars, and
Well,
anyway,
actually, it's interesting because we're going to look at that now. There's this situation that happened at the harbour on the weekend. This man came along, and within 3 minutes, he managed to disperse the Labor Party. And I'm wondering if you've seen anything like it, Dave.
Really? What went on here?
You need to film. We are actually.
We won't get you out if you don't want it. That's all right, I'm a nice bloke. All right, so we run a news show 5 nights a week. Stop the right, sack the lot. Now, I'd just like to ask the question, do you understand that Labor is taking us into the New World Order?
I think I might record this.
Yeah, go for it. How are you, Paul?
I'm going pretty good.
That's good. So do you understand? Paul, you should answer
There we
this
go,
too.
we can all record.
Yeah, good.
It's good
Paul,
fun.
it's all right. So the New World Order.
Sorry, he's a what?
You guys want?
He's a dickhead,
these,
is he?
Little windmills. Hey, Alison, how you going? All these little windmills out here in our ocean. You're telling me that's not coming from the New World Order, right? And the renewable. How can you say that? Because it's not. Mate. Don't call me mate, Alison. I'm David. You know who I am. Okay. Well, don't be. Protecting your environment. How come China has 600 and odd coal-fired plants, and Australia's down to 6? And Australia's down to 6. But why are we the polluter? Yes, they are. Come on, I can shut. You guys are incredible, man. You guys are selling us out for $500,000 a year. You're selling out the. Yeah, mate. Yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah, you're exactly right. But I'm being nice. No, go and have a look at this website. Have a look at what's going on with the Australian people. Have a look at what your Labor government has done to us. Okay? Whether you're vaxxed or not, you're all poisoned. What do you think these things in the sky are?
It's called the sun.
Oh, what? There's no chemtrails neither, Alison. You don't believe in that. See, this is what I mean. You guys are so indoctrinated. Why don't you actually do some research? Why don't you actually... Well, Paul,
perhaps you should, mate.
Talker on podcast, mate. I've done all my research, mate. I do it every... What? How come you're walking away, Paul?
Mate, I'm done.
You're done for what? What? Because you want to sell out the Australian people to a Labor Party?
Because apparently you're a dickhead to him.
I'm a dickhead.
He actually stated you were a
I'm
dickhead.
a dickhead. What, I've asked you on my show how many times you can't front up. Look, you're walking away. Yeah, because, well, here's your team, mate. Look, where they all gone now? Where they all gone now, Paul? Come on. $500,000 you two are taking off us. Yeah, between you. Come on, I know what your salaries are, Alison. I looked the things up, mate. They're public knowledge. Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly right. What are they doing for the world?
Oh, you're saving nothing.
Hang on, Dave. This guy's got something to say.
Yeah, go for it, mate. Get in on.
Yeah, he knows.
There's your representatives. Here they are, selling you out to the New World Order. Look at Albo. How dare he go up to Kokoda and make a fool of himself for the fucking sake of what? Our veterans? Wait, I'm going home to make another 65 men's on that idiot. Mate, you guys have got to wake up. You're selling us out to the New World Order and you just don't care. Just give me my money.
Oh my God!
Let me in politics now. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah.
So 3.5 minutes it took you to get to disperse their meet and greet, Dave. I think that's a Guinness Book of Records.
It's unreal, mate. They just ran like rats, mate, you know, and they're going to be hating this going out, especially on the show. Mate, come on the show, guys. Here's your chance. I've called you out. I've just asked you some questions in public. You've made a fool of yourself. A lot of people in the Aura watch this show, and we've got that week in May coming up. So yeah, guys, I won't give you too much, but anyway, have a look at our just have a look at the schedule of that if you are watching the show tonight, Alison, and I hope you are. Alison and Paul sitting back there, you know, just eating caviar on your, you know, $500,000 you got coming into your household. Oh, plus you wouldn't have to pay for anything else you do, would you? So all that'd be on tabs on top, and then you're cruising around the world on politicians, you know, privileges. I mean, it's a pretty good life. You know, I would have ran too, I suppose, if someone was going to expose me. Because, yeah, they'd have hung around. There was some more questions coming. Anyway.
All right, let's have a look at Operation Knife.
Grab the knife out. Yeah. On the ground. There's any reason to have a knife on the ground. And for us, it's obviously all our team.
A briefing with a clear battle plan.
And the focus is on knife crime and violent offenders.
Operation Foil is a 2-day statewide sting, and 9 News was invited.
We've been running it now for a number
of
years. It is about simply detecting knives in public spaces.
First stop, Blacktown train station in Sydney's west. It's a Thursday afternoon and this 17-year-old student isn't cooperating. Officers sense something's not right, and they soon discover why.
Grab the knife out. Yeah. On the ground.
What's this for? A 40-centimetre kitchen knife hidden down his pants, but it's just the start.
No one looks real like
Operation Foil continues into
panicked.
the night in areas around Emerton. It's past midnight at Wayland Reserve, and officers come across an abandoned car. The ones who are inside are hiding nearby. Then they run. They're not armed and they're not dangerous.
I'm on drugs right now.
In total, across the operation, 51 knives were seized and 145 people were charged.
We see the tragic consequences of young people in particular when they carry knives around.
Tragic consequences we've seen too much of this past week. But to prevent the worst from happening, officers aren't just on the streets.
I can't think of any lawful reason why any young person would bring a knife or a blade to a school.
They're in the classrooms too.
Just inciting them to bring them.
Operation Pivot.
We don't want to see young people committing violent offences. We don't want to see young victims, and we don't want to see young people getting on the wrong side of the law.
An important part of this program as well is intercepting offenders at a young age before older and continue a life of crime.
The people are sucking this up. Very well documented, I may say, people. What term would I use? Very well. I don't know, central casting, mate. I don't really know. What am I saying? I don't know. It's funny how you get, you know. Oh, let's just go out. Oh, look, we found all these knives on all these people. Anyway, maybe it could happen. I don't know. Maybe every second person out there's carrying a shiv. All right. But I tell you what,
yeah.
they're certainly pumping it up, guys. Why? It's a fear factor. You know, supposed 10-year-old around Newcastle today was stabbed by a 17-year-old girl and a 10-year-old girl. Now, I don't know yet. You know, we haven't had time because Twitter's been down. We haven't caught up on a few things. But, guys, this is funny. Every day is a stabbing now. We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
We've often had stabbings, but the media doesn't like hype it up like they are doing at the moment. And look, here's this thing with Mike Burgess, and we've already played it, but let's have a recap on that.
The Australian Federal Police and Mike Burgess, ASIO Director General, those that, well, we in the fourth state say operate in the shadows and behind the scenes. So today we'll hear all of their secrets, I'm sure. There was the stabbing of a bishop last week in Sydney that has been deemed a terror attack. And while the stabbing spree in Bondi that left 6 people dead was not deemed a terror attack.
So the definition of terrorism is a specific definition under law, and from a security intelligence point of view and our heads of security, promotion of politically or communal violence, promotion of politically motivated violence. Incel is one ideology, and there are people with that ideology that think violence against women is the answer. So, of course, if we saw that and indications of that.
How much footage do we have of the police in Victoria being violent towards women? And not just Victoria, all over the place.
An old grandmother in particular that they threw to the ground on her back, smashed her head into the tarmac, and then pepper sprayed her in the eyes.
That's exactly right. Now, don't forget, here's this lady that has been attacked on a home invasion. Remember that situation where that immigrant was let loose by the High Court? Like, this is what they've done. Violence, and then Albo standing up there and goes, violence towards women's got to stop. He's the one.
Why, you're letting them out of jail. Yeah, why you're letting them out? They're criminals
the
released. You know, 100,000 immigrants a month, guys, 100,000. All right. And I'll tell you, some of the ones I'm seeing now, I'll just let you know, guys, most of them are just, look, this has been done really well, guys. All right. Because as I've said to you, it's Operation Gladio. But what I'm noticing now, because we're right on, you know, we're on fire, right? We're on, you know, everyone's on high alert. Your head's on a swivel. There are some medium-aged, military-aged, like men that I'm seeing now that when they look at me totally different, all right, to what the normal immigrant may look. So I'm telling you guys, they're setting it up. Okay, they're setting it up. This is why it's imperative we get moving, guys. I'm telling you, because I'm seeing it. Yep.
We have to understand how they came to this point as well. And here's somebody explains
exactly
it really
what's happening. It's called the Cloward-Piven strategy. Look it up. Fact check me on this. It was first proposed in 1966 at Columbia University by a professor named Richard Clower. And you know who went to Columbia? Who was taught this curriculum at Columbia? Well, lots of notable presidents, cabinet secretaries, and attorney generals. To name a few, remember 2016 who was president? Oh, Obama. Yeah, he went to Columbia. Madeleine Albright, U.S. Secretary of State. Anthony Blinken, current U.S. Secretary of State. Harold Brown, previous Secretary of Defense. Bill Barr, the previous Attorney General. Eric Holder, the Attorney General before him. And this is just to name a few, right? So what exactly is the Cloward-Piven strategy that they teach there? Well, it's a strategy to speed up the fall and collapse of capitalism by systematically overwhelming the government systems with a flood of impossible demands. And it ends up pushing society into a crisis and an economic collapse in order to, get this, bring down America and the entire capitalist system.
All right, so that's it. So the replacement immigration, and it is actually a replacement immigration, is part of that. And you've got this situation here where, so Ben Fordham has reported that nearly 25% of all social housing in New South Wales is lived in by foreign-born residents. Meanwhile, Aussie families are being left in limbo. So now they're also subsidised as well. So even though they've got government housing, they're subsidised while our people are living in tents.
Let me tell you something, guys. All right. Here's the, because I was looking at a bit of this stuff because I'm noticing it. I'm telling you, I'm noticing it. And I tell you, when I'm out here, right, sometimes with no shirt on, right, walking around here and doing me push-ups and whatever out here, I tell you, there is some Middle Eastern guys that look at me with Spain, mate, all right? And they just don't look like other people, all right? So they're setting it up. Now, I'm not telling you to get worried about it, guys. We expected this. I'm not going to tell you any bullshit. I told you this was going to get rough, all right? And it is going to get rough, all right, because they're going to have a go. It's going to get rough until we stand up and have a dig, or until something happens in the background, which I'm pretty sure is pretty near to happening, okay? But that could be months away, okay? No one knows. Nobody knows, all right? But there is stuff going down, some clips we couldn't get in about some stuff going down to America at Chattanooga. Maybe some of you has already seen it, guys. But, yeah, there's things going down in the background. Don't you worry. We're seeing it all. But here it is, right? Since, right, US wars, right, the estimated number of people that have been displaced around the world. So that means, you know what I mean, that they've immigrated into other countries. They've been displaced, guys. Iraq, 9.2 million. This is since 9/11. Syria, 7.1 million. Afghanistan, 5.3 million. Yemen, 4.4 million. Somalia, 4.2 million. Pakistan, 3.7 million. The Philippines, 1.7 million. And Libya, 1.2 million.
Disgusting.
You wonder why they're getting to where they're getting to, guys. 100,000 a month. I repeat it again, 100,000 a month. Albo is bringing into this country. All right, all the buck stops with him. We blame you, Albo, because the buck stops with you. You're the gaffer. You are the gaffer. Supposedly, you're not a gaffer. You're a fucking, oops, excuse me. Apologies. You're just a clown, son.
Now, we have this situation as well. Now, you know how our dear leader basically said the police will be the sole source of truth? The Karen, the Commissioner Karen?
Yeah, really.
Okay, here we go. Look at this.
Police officers have been charged with criminal offences, including for intentionally causing injury and sexual assault. Here's the news. New Victoria Police data has revealed dozens of officers, as well as public transport service officers, have been charged with criminal or traffic offences as of April 16. These charges relate to alleged incidents that occurred while officers were off duty or while they were working, and include things like sexual assault, recklessly causing injury, unlawful assault, and intentionally causing injury. 68 of those charges were criminal. 26 included leading constables, 20 senior constables, 7 first constables, 5 senior sergeants, and 1 ranked inspector or above. A Victoria Police spokesperson says no one in Victoria Police is above the law, and that police officers were right to be held to a higher standard than the rest of the community. Now, those 78 police officers facing charges include 15 who have been suspended without pay and 13 who have been suspended with pay, with 16 that have been transferred to other duties.
Now, you'll notice that they were searching those teens without a warrant. Okay, this is what it's about. It's about them having power to warrantlessly search us and create chaos in the process. But they're going to create chaos and take away our rights and then offer the solution like they do. And this is the corruption. And who knows? It's probably a lot deeper than this. But this is some of the corruption that we've got in one of the police forces down south.
Yep, that's everywhere, guys. It's absolutely how infiltrated it is. Someone mentioned, I know it was, Afghanistan. Look, these figures are totals there, is what they've run down. So, you know, maybe, look, we have got them coming from Afghanistan again, but maybe they haven't got up to the numbers of this yet, which just listed the first 8 countries there. So, but look, you can see it happening. You just got to walk out on the street.
And
you know,
Soros is fomenting the flames as well, because this you've all seen the Irish that are out on the weekend basically protesting. Well, this African politician in Northern Ireland again calls Irish patriots who oppose mass migration terrorists. So basically, she has come out, and this is what. So the game plan is simply this: what happens is they move into an area, they take over, they monopolize the vote, they get their people in, then they use our laws in order to engineer what they want. Okay, which is basically. Which isn't anything in our favour. And so you have this situation that, and I think it was actually just here as well. Yeah, so now Soros is also Soros, the billionaire left-wing investor, is one of the backers of the Students for Justice in the Palestine Parent Organisation. So at 3 colleges, protesters are being encouraged by paid radicals who are fellows of the Soros-funded group called US Campaign for Palestine. The radical group receives at least $300,000 from Soros Open Society Foundation since 2017, and took in $355,000 from the Rockefeller Brothers Fund since 2019. Visegrad 24 on X.
That's nothing. That's just a drip of some information, because that's nothing in the money that these guys are playing around with, man. Yeah, our country alone's already given them $1 billion, guys. If that don't pee you off, $1 billion we've hit, guys, on a fake war. You know, there's things happening over there in different places, because most of this is 90% mainstream media, as you've seen. All right? It's all crap. You know, the tornadoes are real. They're harping Australia, America, guys. All right, over the weekend. You know, they smashed them. All right, we can't talk about everything on here, but they absolutely, you know, you're seeing the news out there. Okay, but guys, there was a 60 Minutes thing on too as well. What was that on, Darren?
Last night.
Yeah, there was something on 60 Minutes that's relative to us.
Yeah, the weapons.
Oh, yeah, about DEW weapons, how some people who are
the government are threatened by them.
Oh, the government are threatened by them, apparently. So some people like us were on 60 Minutes saying that they were hit by DEW weapons. I haven't seen that yet, guys, but yeah, that's out there on 60 Minutes too. So that'd be interesting. We get a cut of that. If maybe someone can cut out the juicy bits for us in that and send it over to Cazz or me, all right, and save us a bit of work, and we'll have a look at it and break it down and then whack it on the show, guys. But that's interesting. All right.
All right, and then we got some good news. Anyone interested in drone flying? The ULEZ drones.
Beautiful. That's gold.
Love it.
Oh, we're getting very, very, very smart, guys. All right, we're thinking about it. These guys have got nothing, you know. They have, all right. They got a bit of chaos left in them yet, because we know that's what they need. All right, but you know, like we've got them covered on every base. You know, the blade flyers there, like just brilliant. Yeah, the blade runners, the blade flyers, guys. We've got them. We just got to be creative, all right, and we have. Okay, let's seriously look at Jody's little plan there that's out there. You know what I mean, for the upcoming May series, and let's get into it, guys, each day. All right, let's get it out there. All right, we'll have a look and get some stickers ready, or some brochures ready, right, and start letterboxing and get it out there, guys. It's up to us. All right, we've got to get involved, all right, on the ground in our communities. If we all get into our communities, all right, it'll build. All right, we'll be right, and we're going to be right anyway.
All right, Dave, I'll let you close because I've got the music cued.
All right, so we got
I think that's
Thursday at 10 a.m. Corey's in court down at Canberra, guys. So anyone down Canberra way, get in and help Corey. All right, he's been down there at the GG's every day, guys, every day for the past 2 and a bit years. Okay, so let's go and give him the backup. All right. Yep, the chemtrails are on. They've hammered us here in New South Wales, and I've got word of other places as well. So they're smashing us, guys. Look out. Okay. So let's be resilient.
We've got 10 days rain.
Yep. Now, what's happened, guys, over in Kansas, right, is we've had on the 25th of the 4th, we had a white buffalo, totally white buffalo born. Now, for those who don't know the prophecy of the white buffalo woman, it is the most significant prophecy of the Lakota people. All these things, guys, are, you know, this is all biblical, man, all this stuff. All this is going back to our, you know, beginnings that, you know, we've been lied to about. So the most significant prophecy of the Lakota people. Others like the Comanche and the Navajo also see it as a sign of things changing in the world and better times coming. Even the National Bison Association says that it is indeed a rare event, about 1 in 10 million chance. 1 in 10 million, guys, right? a symbol of hope and honouring that which is sacred. This is a reminder to pray and remember your relationship with the Creator, just as the white buffalo woman taught the Lakota people to pray with the 7 sacred ceremonies over 19 generations ago. And if the prophecy is true, many major changes this year will lead us to a better relationship with the earth, with each other, and with the Great Spirit. So there you go, guys. It's something I didn't know. Okay, but yeah, that buffalo was just born. You know, we got so much happening, guys. It's crazy. All right, get them out public. Ronia, get them up on Twitter. Get them everywhere, mate. Let's let people know what's going on. Okay. All right. We're getting hammered by them.
We're being taken out by the Hype Boys, and this is their Anzac Day music called, I think it's called We Will Remember Them.
Okay, Twitter's back up, so there'll be a space in about 15, 20 minutes, guys.
Post the dawn as a sign of respect. We gather as one out on the lawn. We'll do what we can to show you that we care, as we all sing Advance Australia Fair. So polish your medals and press your shirt, and let's crack a cold one, even though we know it hurts. We could never line the streets with the confetti you deserve. Today we remember those who served. We will never forget you on this Anzac Day, lest we forget when the world has lost its way. We will always remember on this Anzac Day, and we thank you for the sacrifice you made. To all those that died for the life we have today, and those who returned and then lost their way, but you had our back. On this day we've got yours. At the rising of the sun, Australia will pause. To our mates who served, to the ones that we know, to Woody and to Franklin and my brother Flano. Soon we will catch up for a beer and a feed. I'm always here if there's anything you need. We will never forget you on this Anzac Day, lest we forget when the world has lost its way. We will always remember on this Anzac Day, and we thank you for the sacrifice you made. From cadet through to corporal and sergeant in his mess, and thanks to you for being there and giving it your best. Australian and proud, what a country, what a place. We salute you on this Anzac Day. We will never forget you on this Anzac Day, lest we forget when the world has lost its way. We will always remember on this Anzac Day, and we thank you for the sacrifice you made. We will remember them on Anzac Day. We will remember them on Anzac Day.
We got this, Australia. Come on. We got this. Let's do it for our forefathers. They never knew. We do.